with Scott Hudson. And two feature matchups this time. Let's talk about them. Adrian Street against Rasta the Voodoo Man.
The Major League weirdo from Montego Bay, Jamaica, Rasta the Voodoo Man, faces the exotic one, Adrian Street. There's not going to be an awful lot of wrestling in this match, Craig. There's going to be a lot of skipping around, a lot of kissing on the part of Street. There's going to be some of that stick waving and voodoo stuff from Rasta the Voodoo Man. This is going to be one of the strangest matches we've seen yet on Global Wrestling.
Two friends meet each other. It'll be interesting to see how much of friends they are after the match. As Big Bully Busick, otherwise known as, well, I won't say it. You don't want to ever call the man Mario because he gets very upset. He takes on Nature Boy Buddy Landel.
We're going to hear about that later. I guarantee you and I are going to hear from Big Bully Busick. Big Bully Busick to face his friend, Buddy Landel. He calls himself the Nature Boy. There have been Nature Boys before. There's a couple of Nature Boys now. He says he's the Nature Boy of the 90s. Buddy Landel faces Big Bully Busick. He's a throwback to the golden age of wrestling. The tough guy, the cigar, the hat, everything. He's Big Bully Busick, Buddy Landel. That's going to be a barn burner.
We finished the quarterfinals, the second round of the Television Championship Tournament. When we're finished, we'll have all the matchups for the semifinals as we get closer and closer to crowning the Global Wrestling Federation Television Champions. But when we return, we'll recap the action that brought us to where we are right now when we return.
This ESPN Network program is brought to you by Michelob Light. Always smooth, never filling. So why settle for anything less?
If you added up all the potato chips you've eaten during poker nights and playoff games, you'd end up with some serious spuds. But you still wouldn't have a taste as big as these little Gino pizza rolls. Ooh, a tremendous taste of zesty pizza and a hot little bite-sized snack. A taste so big, it makes ordinary chips seem like small potatoes. Gino's Pizza Rolls, the pizza way to snack.
Michelob Light presents 4 on 4. The Michelob Light 4-man volleyball tour. This summer on ESPN.
Starburst with real fruit juice.
Great action thus far in the television title tournament. Let's take a look and see the action leading up to today's matchup. One more kick. I don't think he was a kicker, though. I think he was playing wide receiver at the time.
Well, he could have been a kicker on my team right there with a boot like that to a big man like Billy Black, and he brought him up off the mat.
The elbow. Oh, my.
Billy Black almost turned a complete flip in the ring, and here goes a Diaz to the top. This could be the end of Billy Black's very short attempt to win the Global Television title. Oh, he got his knees up.
The knees are up, and he's got a hold of the tights, but it's a count of 3. Well, we see why they call it a bad boy. To the mat, thinks he has it. Count of 1, count of 2. But Randy Rhodes somehow gets up. We will also see Phantasma against Wild Bill Irwin. Phantasma, one of the biggest stars of Lucha Libre in Mexico.
Can't wait to see Phantasma make his debut here in the Global Wrestling Federation, Craig. Lucha Libre, one of the great wrestling organizations in the world. Very, very exciting. It's going to be a great match later on today.
Bulldog by Randy Rhodes. You might say good night to Sweet Daddy. Good night, Sweet Daddy. As he and Stan Lane seem to think that this is match point.
Oh, this is horrible. Jim Cornette just waylaid the Patriot from behind with that racket.
No! You were talking about 2 9/10. How about 2.99 there?
Oh, my goodness, it was too close. The Patriot barely out of it. Lane. Oh, we can't get him up.
Oh, Cornette goes down. Roll up 1, 2, 3. The red, white, and blue coming through. Watch out. Bill almost meeting the turnbuckle. He's got the whip in his hand. Phantasma gets the whip into the midsection. Bill Irwin turning the tide.
They don't have whips in Lucha Libre, Craig. I don't think Phantasma's ever had to deal with anything like that as Bill Irwin introduces that foreign object into the ring, and Phantasma now being had at the hands of Bill Irwin.
Thank you for not saying the global object.
Oh.
There's the gut-wrench suplex. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3.
Garvin wraps up the left wing there of the Zebra Kid, the left hoof, if you would, please, of the Zebra Kid. Takes him down. Lots of this good mat work. Terry Garvin knows those 5 points of balance. The head, the 2 arms, the 2 legs. He has got one of those arms working on it, but now the Zebra Kid coming back, trying to take the measure of Terry Garvin.
The Zebra Kid, reversal by Garvin. There's a possible DDT coming. Hello.
Nobody's going to get up from that.
It's time to go to the glue factory for the Zebra Kid. Match. He goes, that's not it. This is not Norman. This is Muckin Singh. And from what I understand and what I've been told by his press agent, he's not finished until it's the Karachi Crunch.
Oh, my God. What could that be?
We have yet to see it, but I got a hunch we're about to see it.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Oh, my God.
Private Terry Daniels.
Can you put cast on ribs?
Well, I think this may be a discharge.
Oh. Momentum to go right out. He looks like he wants to go to the top. He couldn't do it really quick. He had to stop and catch his breath because they've just been going at it so hard. Heavy, and he misses.
Nobody home in Conan land. Chris Walker out of the way, and now Walker, is he making a mistake by going up to the top rope?
He could be setting himself up here, Craig. Summers has been around the horn. He knows what to look out for. Look at Walker, perched and ready in that top corner.
And if Summers doesn't get up, Walker may be counted out, but hello there!
Oh.
Cross body block, 1, 2, 3! Grip of the ropes. Escaping, the Hitman, uh-oh!
He tried to pull out of that one. Craig, he's down 2. Oh, almost 3. You saw Rogers hesitate coming off those ropes. He tried to avoid that clothesline by the Hitman. He couldn't, and down he went for a 2 count.
Reversal by Rogers. Gets him down. DDT. This sales call may be over. 1, 2. Ring the bell and ring the cash register. Rip Rogers gets it. First of all, the GWF people would not let him bring anything like that in.
Well, that's good. That's certainly good. I've got to admire the GWF for not allowing Rasta the Voodoo Man to bring his voodoo dolls and the like into the ring. It just has no place in it. Now, look at Adrian Street.
Yeah, I think he's had about enough of Axel Rotten and a series of forearms, and referee Sean O'Brien. Axel Rotten has him and hits Adrian Street with it. Puts it under his arm. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3.
Great shot by Jeff Gaylord to the midsection, and Rasta is stunned. Watch Gaylord. Another shot to the midsection. Gaylord fighting back. Rasta again, another shot. Gaylord coming back. Could this be the big Superman comeback by Gaylord? Those right hands, those stinging right hands. Gaylord's getting pumped into the ropes. Comes back a right hand that drops to the big Rasta the Voodoo Man.
Well, the Voodoo Man goes down, but look, he gets right back up.
Can anything destroy Rasta?
Here comes Gaylord in and hits his shoulder.
The shoulder.
The shoulder. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. And Jimmy James, wondering where in West Virginia is himself. I think he thinks he's there.
He probably wants to be there.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, this is it.
It's a hard punch, but he calls it the Bully Blaster.
Look, he just dropped. He just dropped. Well, what is this?
What is he doing? Trying to make it look like a easy pin. Oh, come on.
Once again, look, we saw how Rasta the Voodoo Man kicked out. We saw how Big Bully Busick kicked out. Just threw the man off. Landell just barely lifting that shoulder and sliding out from under the pin.
Would eek be a good word there?
Eek. You see a rat? Beside the one in the ring.
To the ropes, duck under, and oh, the big right. 2 times, 3 times. Gorgeous Gary Young. Reversal by Nature Boy Buddy Landell on the roll-up. He reverses it, fling on the rope, but he gets the count of 3.
That's just terrible.
Today, we visited Mackinac, Harbor Springs, and the surrounding areas. Summer vacations, they pass by so fast. This year, we captured our summertime fun with photos. Then we took our film to Bayview 1 Hour Photo because they developed our color prints on premium Kodak Ektacolor Royal paper. Look at the sharp details, rich color, and beautiful finish in just 1 hour. Take your film to Bayview 1 Hour Photo and enjoy your prints on Kodak Royal paper. Bayview Photo, across from the Bayview Golf Course, Petoskey.
Come on, take a ride on Templars. Mackinac Island is a magical place, the jewel of Michigan. And the best way to get there is on Shepler's Mackinac Island Ferry. Smooth, fast, exciting, and easy. Come on, take a ride on Templars. Templars, Mackinac Island Ferry. It's the easy way.
All-Star Roger Clemens leads the Red Sox drive to make up ground in the AL East. The White Sox try to keep pace in the tight AL West, powered by the bat of Frank Thomas. Live on ESPN, Wednesday Night Baseball.
From Jamaica, Rasta the Voodoo Man. 317 pounds, 6 feet, 8 inches of nothing but bad medicine from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Rasta the Voodoo Man.
This guy is weird from the top of his head down to the bottom of his feet, his cane included. This guy can intimidate the paint off a wall. I would never in my life want to step into the ring. I don't want to step into the ring, period, but if I ever did, it would not want to be against somebody like that.
He's going against the exotic one, Adrian Street. Street from the Royal Forest of Dean, nowhere near Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Not really.
Skip to my Lou.
As we said at the opening, Craig, this is not going to be a classic catch-as-catch-can style wrestling match. There's going to be some prancing around, some skipping, some kissing, some tickling from Street. There's going to be some, well,
are you sure he's going to want to try to do that to this man?
I don't know. I'm amazed. I admire Adrian Street. I admire the man anyway, but to get into the ring against Rasta the Voodoo Man, it takes a lot of guts, and Street is just walking right up to him, if you call that a walk. Well, now, what kind of move is that? Oh, boy.
The tongue hex.
Oh, boy. That's some kind of English curse there. He's going to match this man curse for cursing there. And the exotic one really living up to his name. A little love tap there from the exotic Adrian Street on Rasta the Voodoo Man. He doesn't know what to make of this multicolored Englishman.
Well, I think the Voodoo Man is going, what's going on, man? Or whatever his native language might be.
The exotic Adrian Street. Long career in wrestling, and there's a little love tap. Another one of those for the big fella.
Yeah. Well, you're right. We probably won't see much wrestling because I don't think Adrian Street wants to get anywhere near the aura of the Voodoo Man. Well, they are going to tie up, and now Adrian Street trying to test the power from Montego Bay, and I don't think that's going to work too much.
Adrian Street is not a small, lithe man. He is put together in there for somebody who isn't blessed with an awful lot of height. And it takes a lot of muscles to shove around somebody the size of Adrian Street, despite the fact that he's not the biggest wrestler in the world. And Rasta just having his way with. And now he's going to try to put him on the mat. This would be the best bet Adrian has. Not having too much success at all.
Well, Street gets him with a single leg takedown. Takes the big man down. Goes to work on the inner thigh and now puts the elbow down. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape between these two men. Adrian Street coming in at 5'10", Rasta the Voodoo Man at 6'7". As far as the weights are concerned, Adrian at an extreme disadvantage, 222 pounds to Rasta's 317 pounds. Street with a go-behind now, trying to get behind the Voodoo Man, who just yanks on the hair and brings exotic Adrian Street down.
Adrian Street, also a big movie star and a rock and roll singer over in Europe, as the Global Wrestling Federation has a big following in Europe, as does the exotic Adrian Street. He appeared in the movie Quest for Fire several years ago as an actor. Has a very successful movie career going, but I tell you what, if Rasta the Voodoo Man has his way, Adrian Street won't be doing too many movies except for a couple of morgue shots in there.
Well, the voodoo vice, as Rasta the Voodoo Man calls it, is clamped on and then unclamped, messing up much of the exotic makeup of exotic Adrian Street, who is trying to figure out how he's ever going to get past the big man.
Oh, those forearms from the big fella from Jamaica. They've got to take a lot out of you. Adrian Street feeling the brunt of that Jamaican onslaught. Oh, and look at Street in there. He is really hurting.
The winner of this match will take on the winner of the matchup coming up a little bit later on today's program between Big Bully Busick and Nature Boy Buddy Landell. I don't think either one of them would like to meet Rasta the Voodoo Man, or for that matter, exotic Adrian Street.
That's like choosing your poison. I'm going to wrestle in this match, and I know that if I win it, I'm going to have to wrestle either Landell or Busick. Oh, thanks an awful lot for that.
What a great drop kick by exotic Adrian Street, bringing that one in from the Royal Forest of Dean. Street looked like he was going to go for a few punches, but then heard the deep breaths of the Voodoo Man, and all of a sudden the Voodoo Man says, I've had enough of this, time to get rid of this. I guess he would seem like a little ant to, a voodoo hug by Rasta, taking the breath right out of exotic Adrian Street.
Those big arms of Rasta the Voodoo Man, when they wrap around you, that's going to take every last breath you have. And those punches of Street having no effect, and Rasta slamming back. Oh.
You don't suppose that most of the trees in the Royal Forest of Dean are smaller than Rasta the Voodoo Man, who's being challenged by exotic Adrian Street, and just says, no one can put me down, Mom. Street's going to try again, and does. Maybe the surprise of the exotic one. He's got the cane. He hit Street with it, but the referee saw it. The man laying on the mat is exotic Adrian Street, but Rasta the Voodoo Man will be disqualified for using that mysterious cane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match by disqualification, Adrian Street.
When we come back, we'll take a look at one of the big matches from the quarterfinals, that between the Patriot and Wild Bill Irwin, when we return.
All right, wrestling fans, I'm here with the bad boy of professional wrestling, bad boy Billy Black. You're from the Badlands of Texas, but Billy, we know you from Georgia. We know you as the Georgia Television State Champion, and now you've made the move to the Global Wrestling Federation.
That's right. Global's got a lot to offer me. You know, I've been all over the world, Joe Pedicino. You know, I'm one of the most popular wrestlers in Japan, along with me and my partner, Joel Deaton. I have the Georgia Television title right now, and I'm coming to Global for the Global Television title. So it don't matter who you are. You step in the ring with me, you better bet one thing. You're coming in there, and you're coming in there for a fight, because I'm coming in there to win, and I plan on walking out of here with the Global Television title.
Well, all right. Well, I know that, Billy, you are very popular in Japan with your partner, Joel Deaton. Can we look forward to seeing the outlaw Joel Deaton here in the Global Wrestling Federation in the coming days?
Joel right now is in Mexico. He's taking care of a little business, but he'll be flying back in pretty soon, and you will be seeing me and Joel Deaton pretty soon. And when me and Joel Deaton step in Texas, you'll know we're here, because we mean business.
All right, bad boy Billy Black. He has made his mark in the Global Wrestling Federation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at ringside for the fight card of the century. Over 40 of the greatest bouts ever. Now you can get ringside seats to this illustrious event. Sports Illustrated proudly presents history's greatest knockouts video with knockout commentary from Mike Tyson. And the video is free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Witness one of the greatest fights of all time, the Thriller in Manila. See one of the best knockdown drag-out fights in middleweight history. Watch Sugar Ray get his revenge in the unforgettable No Mas fight. View Rocky Marciano in his classic comeback against Jersey Joe Walcott. See Larry Holmes proudly and defiantly defend his heavyweight title. And you'll be knocked out when you hear that the video is free. Yes, history's greatest knockouts video is free when you subscribe to Sports Illustrated, the magazine that gives you jolting photos, hard-hitting stories, and the no-holds-barred truth week after week. And only Sports Illustrated gives you exclusives like the football preview issues and the 92 swimsuit issue. Call today and you can get it all at savings of over 55% off the cover price. You'll get 23 issues for 3 easy monthly installments of $9.99 each. For faster delivery, use your credit card. Call now and witness the fight card of the century. Watch Foreman at his best and Lewis in his prime.
The left to the jaw by Lewis, pressing right to the jaw, and Khan slowly goes to the canvas.
See the infamous Phantom Punch and this famous welterweight title fight. Call today and see host Mike Tyson become the youngest fighter to ever win the heavyweight crown. Call to order or renew today. Use your credit card. Get knockout savings on Sports Illustrated and get history's greatest knockouts video free.
At last they're here. New Butterfinger ice cream bars.
Hi, dudes.
Crispity crunchy outside, creamy ice cream inside.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Wild Bill Irwin trying to chase our ring announcer out of the ring, trying to chase everyone out of the ring as he goes against the Patriot.
How do you defend against a whip? That thing's solid leather, 6 feet long. That could, oh boy, that could really put a welt on your back that Ajax wouldn't take off. Not that I want to put Ajax on an open wound. The Patriot, discretion being the better part of valor. Patriot taking a powder outside, letting Wild Bill Irwin get this out of his system. There's a great look at this youngster, this great American, the Patriot.
The winner of this match takes on Billy Black in the semifinals. Billy Black, a winner with a moonsault.
Oh, incredible.
Coming up next, we'll have the News Center, where we'll bring you up to date on some of the hot topics and opinions going on in the GWF and around the wrestling world. And then Bonnie Blackstone has the fans' question. Always interesting to know what the fans think. But we do know what the fans think about this man, the Patriot.
This is interesting here, Craig. Usually when you hear a USA chant from the fans, you're seeing a local hero, a good American in the ring against somebody from a foreign land. I am not at all sure we're at war with wherever Wild Bill Irwin is. Well, I think he's from right here in
Minnesota.
From Minnesota. We're not at war with Minnesota. We don't have any problem with those guys. They're just another state in the Union. But the fans are so behind the Patriot, it's just USA, USA.
As a matter of fact, I know for a fact the Patriot's one of his hometowns is in Minnesota.
Absolutely.
He has no bad feelings about the state of Minnesota. Just one bad man. That's Wild Bill Irwin.
You'll hear the Patriot announced from many different towns. He's been announced from Calhoun, Georgia, Ulysses, Texas, from Estill Springs, Tennessee. He's been announced from all over. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's got a house in Estill Springs, Tennessee, but I'll tell you this, he wants to, he wishes he did, and he loves the people there in Estill Springs, in Calhoun, in Dallas, Texas, in Los Angeles, California, in the biggest cities to the smallest little crossroads. This man loves America.
And I'll tell you one thing for sure, if he doesn't have a house there, an apartment there, he's got a lot of friends he can stay with. The Patriot, not too much of a friend with Wild Bill Irwin, but the Patriot ready for battle whenever he needs to be.
I don't want to stay in Wild Bill Irwin's house. I don't want a friend that good. There's a good look at the Patriot. Look at the body. Look at the upper body strength in the Patriot. We talk about how the body is one of the great assets to have in wrestling, but the Patriot knows how to use his body in the ring. You'll watch him. Look at these moves. Look at the counter moves, the go-behinds on Wild Bill Irwin. Using amateur moves against a brawler like Irwin and doing it well. Unbelievable action here by the Patriot.
The Patriot, we don't know much about the Patriot's record. We do know a little bit about Wild Bill Irwin and some of the people he's been involved with, like the Road Warriors, Sting, Greg Gagne, the Fantastics, Andre the Giant, a tough competitor against all those men, now going against a man who's an unknown, at least to him.
We don't know who the Patriot is. As we said before, he keeps the mask on at all times. We never see him without it. Nobody ever sees him without that mask. He is such a proud American. He wants to wear the red, white, blue 24 hours a day, and I would bet he does in there, Craig. And now, oh, here's a great display here by Wild Bill Irwin, trying to do a little strutting, a little styling and profiling, if you will, in there. And the Patriots having none of it, just going to take a little breather, work on that back, work out the kinks, and go right back at it with this maniacal man from Minnesota, Wild Bill Irwin.
Irwin with the forearm, now going to pick the big man, the Patriot, up and send him down. Patriot gets up quickly like there's no putting down the Patriot. Look at that gorgeous, we both had the same thought. Look at that gorgeous mask.
Look at the intensity in those eyes peering out from behind that red, white, and blue mask of the Patriot. He means business inside that ring.
Clean break. One.
Sean O'Brien asking for a clean break, and now it's not a clean break.
That's not clean.
Slapping the red, white, and blue. That's not something you want to do, especially in front of the fans at the Global Dome.
Absolutely not. They love the Patriot here at the Global Dome, and Bill Irwin really not winning any friends and influencing people here. Or if he's influencing us in the wrong way, the Patriot just waiting, biding his time until this man comes back in the ring. You don't slap the Patriot. I don't care if you're in an alley, if you're in a Kmart, if you're in the Global Dome, if you're in Texas Stadium. It doesn't matter where you are. You don't slap the man because just look at this body. Look at this guy. I wouldn't slap him on a bet. And Bill Irwin now trying to take the measure of the big man, sends him in. Reverse hip toss by the Patriot.
The Patriot coming back with the arm drag, and picking him up, putting him down, and pumping it up. Coast to coast, sea to shining sea. Bill Irwin taking a look at the body of the Patriot and said, I've seen many a body of water like this. I've seen many a strong mountain, but I've never been able to get over the mountain across the body of water.
No way in the world can Bill Irwin think he's going to match this man muscle for muscle. You saw just a look of almost indifferent fear on the face of Bill Irwin as he looked at the Patriot standing in the middle of the ring. I think I would have just headed back to the showers and give up on this one.
This has been a great match, and still more great action to come as Terry Garvin faces the challenge of Malcolm Singh. Plus, we'll see Conan Chris Walker against the man who could sell anything to anybody, Hustler Rip Rogers.
We could go on about Rip Rogers all day, but we won't, thank goodness. Let's look at the Patriot. Here he comes into the ropes, coming back off.
Don't look now, Wild Bill. Hello, there's a big man there ready to take you over with a side headlock. A little bit of a hold of the tights there.
Little hand
in the red, white, and blue.
Handful of the old tights for Bill Irwin. They don't teach you that in wrestling school.
Well, some wrestling schools, they do. Those are the ones that also charge you double tuition.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very professional.
Both men to one knee, and now Wild Bill Irwin getting up first, the Patriot following, holding on to that headlock. Tried to break it, but just a clamping down by the Patriot on the temples of Wild Bill Irwin.
I would love to know more about the background of the Patriot. Where does he come from? Who does he run with? Who are his friends? Where does he work out? He obviously doesn't get this kind of body by eating tacos and nachos and drinking cold beers. He works out in that gym. We've got to find out more about this man. He's just so mysterious. We don't know who he is, where he comes from, other than he's from Estes Springs, Tennessee, and Calhoun, Georgia, and Ulysses, Texas, and Edina, Minnesota, and everywhere else in the world. Other than that, we know nothing about him, and that doesn't tell us an awful lot, except he's either got a lot of money or a real bad travel agent.
And he also has probably a gym in every town he's from. Here is the whip. No, reversal by the Patriot. Put the big boot that Wild Bill Irwin is so known for. Now going to work. This next stitch counted down on the pectorals and the head of the Patriot. Irwin.
That's some big pectorals, and that's also a big head. Takes a big boot to kick a big man like that, but Bill Irwin's got him.
Irwin bringing that one in from right field. Trying to take the Patriot down.
The Patriot is stunned. We can't underestimate the ability of Bill Irwin, who was also one half of the AWA Tag Team Champions. He's been one half of the old UWF Tag Team Champions with the late bad Leroy Brown a few years ago. Irwin has been around the horn a couple of times, and he knows how to do it, and there he is doing it to the Patriot.
Well, he took the Patriot around and put him down there. Count of one. But Irwin says, I haven't given this man enough punishment.
That is a mistake.
That is a big mistake.
Oh, that's a mistake.
You don't let the Patriot have a second chance and expect to still defeat him.
That could have been the only time we'll ever see the Patriot come close to being pinned in the middle of the ring, and Irwin did not take it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable arrogance on the part of Wild Bill Irwin.
Well, Wild Bill Irwin apparently says, I have a trip right into the semifinals to meet bad boy Billy Black. Irwin going for the whip. Sean O'Brien warning him. But look behind. The Patriot goes up to the skies, getting ready to take off and fly. The Patriot missile lands right where it goes. 1, 2, 3. The Red, White, Blue coming through.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match was Clark and Noel, the Patriot!
We go next to the news center, but first let's take a look at the Patriot missile high above the air, right down to Wild Bill Irwin. The news center is next.
It's Craftsman Hot Buys this week at Sears. This 109-piece Craftsman Mechanics tool set guaranteed forever is just $79.99. And this Craftsman compound miter saw is now $149.99. So hurry to Sears today.
To help relieve her heartburn, regular Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. But his antacid is Tums, and Tums has calcium.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Tums.
Athletic feats at the U.S. Olympic Festival all week long on ESPN.
On this edition of the Wrestling News Center, we wanted to talk a little bit about how strange tournaments can be, because it's all in the draw of the tournament. And in this case, in particular, Big Bully Busick against Buddy Landel, two guys who may not be popular with the fans, but seem to be pretty good friends.
We thought they liked each other. Nobody else likes them, but we thought they liked each other. But the luck of the draw, as Craig said, it can make for some strange bedfellows, and it has in the GWF Television Heavyweight Championship Tournament. We're going to see the Nature Boy, Buddy Landel, facing Big Bully Busick from Powerhouse Hill in Weirton, West Virginia. That's two friends, and I'll tell you what, when these two men wrestle their enemies, it's a barn-burning match, and somebody gets hurt. When they wrestle each other, this is going to be one for the books.
Now, total contrast in styles here. You've got Big Bully Busick with all his muscles using his power, and then you have a guy like Buddy Landel who tries to use what's up here, his smarts, and also a little bit of finesse, and also a little bit of strutting around the ring, out-psyching his opponent. But how can he out-psych somebody that might be his friend?
I don't know. When you pointed up here, I thought you were talking about using peroxide, and I don't think you can use that in the GWF. But Buddy Landel has made a career of double-crossing friends, of playing mind games with his opponent. He's going to have a hard time with Big Bully Busick, because I couldn't stand here and swear to you Big Bully Busick has a mind to play with. The man is really coming out of left field somewhere. Buddy Landel and Big Bully Busick is going to be a match that is going to redefine wrestling in the terms that they wrestle it.
Powerhouse Hill against Powerhouse Ego. And when you talk about Powerhouse Hill, he has just built his muscles up, but he does know how to wrestle scientifically, as he proved as a Georgia heavyweight champion.
He was one of the most popular Georgia heavyweight champions of all time. Very popular wrestler in Georgia, underwent a transformation not too many months ago, and now he's Big Bully Busick. And you're right, he can wrestle. He can really do the job between the ropes.
More next time when we come to you on the News Center.
Bonnie Blackstone here in the Global Dome. This place is rocking and rolling. And right now, it's once again an opportunity to speak with one of our great GWF fans. This is Alina. Alina, where are you from?
Grand Prairie.
Grand Prairie. All right. Now, you said you had a question to ask one of the GWF stars. You told me you were going to direct this one at Rasta. What is your question for the Voodoo Mon?
Why does he carry the cane, and what does it mean?
All right. Why does he carry that cane, and what does the cane mean? Are you sure you want me to ask him that question a little bit later on? This guy sure does seem nasty. I will ask Rasta that question later on in this edition of the Global Wrestling Federation.
What is real?
Is that for real?
That can't be real.
What about her? Is she for real?
Well, what is real?
This is real.
Skittles.
Tart and tangy. Wild berry. Tropical. Real fun. Real good. With real fruit juices.
Skittles. Bite-sized candy.
Rainbow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at ringside for the fight card of the century. Sports Illustrated proudly presents history's greatest knockout video with commentary from Mike Tyson. And the video is free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Call now and get ringside seats to this illustrious event. You'll witness over 40 of the most memorable, most talked about fights in boxing history. And you'll be knocked out when you hear that the video is free. Yes, it's free when you subscribe to Sports Illustrated, the magazine that gives you hard-hitting stories and photos week after week. And you'll get the football preview issues and the 92 swimsuit issue. Call now and save over 55% off the cover price. You'll get 23 issues for 3 easy monthly installments of $9.99 each. For faster delivery, use your credit card. So call now. Witness Foreman versus Roman, Lewis versus Tom, Liston versus Clay, and see Mike Tyson become the youngest heavyweight champion ever. Call to order or renew today. Use your credit card. Get knockout savings on Sports Illustrated and get history's greatest knockout video free.
Nature Boy Buddy Landell as he corrects the ring announcer, saying, I am the Nature Boy. Any other Nature Boy is old news.
Well, that's the attitude he's going to take. I don't know that I agree with that, but Buddy Landell, for his attitude, for his I'm the only Nature Boy stuff he throws around all the time, he's a talented wrestler in that ring, and he knows every shortcut, and Gary Young better just be on his toes. He's in there against somebody.
Oh! He just decked the ref. No, Landell decked the referee.
Absolutely. Now he's trying to make it look like Gary Young did it, and see if James Bridges is going to buy off on this. No way.
Well, the beard chastising Mr. Gary Young and Buddy Landell getting away with a little chicanery.
Oh boy. Well, he's done that all of his career. Buddy Landell, a long career in wrestling. He's probably entering about his 6th or 7th year. We can't attribute any youthful exuberance to any of his mistakes anymore. And Landell, once again, hits the referee, James Beard, and now he's going to make him look like Young did it again. The crowd doesn't believe it.
We know that hustler Rip Rogers can sell a bill of goods, but quite frankly, Nature Boy Buddy Landell doing a pretty good sales job himself.
If they could have that as an Olympic event for the 96 Olympics in Atlanta, these two would be number 1 and 2 on the hit parade.
Well, I know the people at the home office of the GWF in Barcelona looking forward to the 92 game.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure Buddy Landell has got tickets to the opening ceremonies over there. Or do you need tickets to work the concession stand?
Collar and elbow tie-up. No!
Oh. If he's claiming it was a fist, he's claiming he just slapped his hands together. Now he's telling the ref that Gary Young used the fist, which we all know is a violation of GWF rules.
And in the words of a famous rap artist, I don't think so.
I don't think so at all. But Buddy Landell does. Look at this. Where's this Emmy you won last year? I want to go present that to Landell because this is the best performance by an actor in a leading role in a television show I've seen in a long time.
A gorgeous Gary Young.
Mr. Innocent, look at this. This is amazing.
Well, Buddy Landell.
Oh, poor Buddy.
Oh, Buddy is more like it. Now, Beard telling gorgeous Gary Young, you can't use the fist. He never used the fist.
You know, we can't blame the referee here. The referee is doing his job. He heard that massive slap. It sounds like a fist just blackening the eye of Buddy Landell. Landell complains to the ref. The ref says, I heard it. He says it. I believe it.
Buddy Landell is about to pay for all his trickery in the seat. 3 chops from gorgeous Gary Young, who pulls him over with a hip toss. Goes for the clothesline over the top of the ring.
Gary Young gets a little bit of revenge there, and it is oh so sweet for the gorgeous one as Landell on the floor trying to get those cobwebs out. As I don't think there's any way he can lie his way back into that ring.
James Beard, you were mentioning we can't blame the referee. Here's a man who works in Japan for one of the affiliated organizations of the Global Wrestling Federation. Over in Japan, well-respected official, which shows you how good of a con artist Mr. Buddy Landell may very well be.
This is not a rookie referee. This man works for the Super Magain Optical Wrestling Alliance over in Japan, the SWS, which is a subsidiary of the Global Wrestling Federation. He can absolutely see through any chicanery on the part of a professional wrestler, but Buddy Landell is so talented at it that he's got this experienced, competent referee believing that Young has used the fist on one occasion and has absolutely decked the referee twice. Unbelievable.
Well, Buddy Landell, the nature boy who is very proud of his looks, trying to alter without a license the looks of gorgeous Gary Young. Coming up next time with the Global Wrestling Federation, we move into round number 2. In the tournament for the television championship, this is the final first round match. The winner of this match will join 11 of the top wrestlers of the world to go for the television title.
And what a tournament it's been, Craig. Every match, a main event, every match, a sure sellout in any arena you want to put it in, and we've had it all here on television for the GWF Television Championship. This match included could sell out any arena. Buddy Landell, Gary Young, a new feud, but I think it's going to be a violent one if there's anything to be done with it, because Landell and Gary Young obviously do not like each other. Landell has tried everything he could to get Young in trouble with the referee. Young doesn't appreciate it, so there's some real animosity here growing between Landell and Young, and there's a blatant pull of the hair by Buddy Landell. Referee trying to get in position, missed it, but let's see now. And the referee going to warn Young about the fist, and again, Landell pulls the hair. It's not lost on the crowd here at the Global Dome as they all saw the actions of the nature boy Buddy Landell, but the referee didn't see it, and that's all that counts.
Landell with a wrist lock on the left arm of gorgeous Gary Young. James Beard stops a possible punch, but Landell, once again, while the referee's away, the nature boy will play.
He certainly is, and the sad thing about this, Craig, is that Landell is a talented wrestler. In an actual wrestling match, he and Gary Young are probably about even. It would be a super match, but Landell absolutely has to take those shortcuts, and I really don't see why he thinks he has to.
Well, there's one of those shortcuts right there. Forearm to the back of the neck. Landell going up to the middle rope. And right into the breadbasket. Neckbreaker by gorgeous Gary Young. There's the count of 1, count of 2, and a kick out by the nature boy.
That was not a kick out with authority by Buddy Landell. He barely just raised his leg and squeezed down from under that pinning predicament at the hands of Gary Young. And now Gary Young taking the offensive with the big knee lift.
Count of 2. And the man from Houston, Texas, coming oh so close.
Once again, look, we saw how Rasta the Voodoo Man kicked out. We saw how Big Bully Busick kicked out. Just threw the man off. Landell just barely lifting that shoulder and sliding out from under the pin.
Would eek be a good word there?
Eek. You see a rat? Beside the one in the ring.
To the ropes, duck under, and oh, the big right. 2 times, 3 times. Gorgeous Gary Young. Reversal by Nature Boy Buddy Landell on the roll-up. He reverses it, fling on the rope, but he gets the count of 3.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Well, the Nature Boy gets away with one.
Harwell with a word about the independent agents who represent Citizens Insurance Company. At Citizens, we offer a full range of property and liability protection for autos, homes, boats, and businesses. But we know that it's our statewide network of independent agents that really makes insurance work for you. Citizens takes pride in working with some of Michigan's finest independent insurance agents. Knowledgeable, professional agents. Agents who live in and understand the needs of their local communities. Chances are you may already know one. So if you're looking for auto, home, boat, or business insurance, talk to someone you can trust, your local independent Citizens agent.
Working together since 1973, Citizens Insurance Company and the Harbor brand agencies provide quality insurance protection for all of your insurance needs, for your home, boat, auto, and business. The Harbor brand agencies, known for the company we keep.
Back with the Nature Boy, Buddy Landell. You seem to think Adrian Street is easy. You seem to think that maybe a Big Bully Busick is easy. You seem to think that everybody is easy. To you?
Well, you know, I'm just knocking them off one by one as they come along. The Nature Boy, Buddy Landell. And by the way, you know, I want to get something straight right now. Nature Boy Ric Flair, just like Nature Boy Buddy Rogers give Nature Boy Ric Flair the nickname, Nature Boy Ric Flair come up to Nature Boy Buddy Landell in 1983 and give me the nickname Nature Boy Buddy Landell. Why? Because he was getting in his elder years, and I was just shot in the arm to him. But be that as it may, we drew lots of money together. There you ask me why I call myself the Nature Boy. When you can take and throw a football the length of a football field, they call you Joe Namath. And when you can hit a ballpark out of Wrigley Field, they call you Dave Madeline. When you make better love than James Bond, they call you the Nature Boy Buddy Landell. And this is to all them fat two-for-nickel gutter tramps out there that call themselves women, that put their makeup on with coloring crayons. I got a real old lady in Jacksonville, Florida. Her name's Donna. I don't need nobody else. That's right, I said it.
I want to ask you one thing. How much would the television championship mean to the Nature Boy?
It's just a stepping stone to the world belt. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, Nature Boy Buddy Landell, stepping his way to possibly the Global Wrestling Federation title. He's got a lot of men still to get through before he gets to there.
It. Nice trim. I like it. What do you use?
Let's go to the fans' answer with Bonnie and the Voodoo Man.
In the Global Dome, Bonnie Blackstone back with our wrestling fans once again. Wouldn't you know, a little earlier, one of our wrestling fans here in the GWF chose Rasta the Voodoo Man to ask a question of out of all of our stars that are available. Our fan wanted to know about your cane, the ceremonial cane, and why you bring it down to ringside before all of your matches, why you ceremoniously wave the cane. Can you tell us about the cane? It's not going to hurt you. Can you tell us? Do you speak any English? Can you tell us about this cane and why you bring it down to... Do you speak? I don't know whether we're going to actually get any answers from Rasta on the cane. One thing is definite, though. It does have some type of mystical meaning for Rasta as far as he is concerned. It has a great importance to... Let's go ahead and see if we can return to something else here in the GWF.
I still don't know what she sees in you. Hey.
Seven Up, the cool spot. Would you like to see something really incredible? Then look at this. These are real diamond rings. Perhaps more diamond rings than most people see in their entire lives.
Each beautiful butterfly sculpture is crowned with a genuine quarter-point diamond, specially set and faceted to enhance its luster and magnify its visual impact. Over $9 million worth of diamonds like these have already been sold. And the ring itself is layered entirely in genuine 18-karat gold.
Yet all of these diamond rings, all 1 million of them, will be sold during this special nationwide publicity campaign. Yes, you truly can own one of these diamond rings if you're among the first 1 million people to phone this toll-free publicity number.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-733-5600. That's 1-800-733-5600. Save COD charges by using your Visa or MasterCard.
Si pasa en béisbol, lo van a ver en ESPN.
He said, if it happens in baseball, you'll see it on ESPN's Tuesday night doubleheader.
A man who thinks he's pretty hot stuff himself, the nature boy, Buddy Landell. This should be a very interesting matchup in the fact that we've got two, once again, totally different styles. The powerhouse from Powerhouse Hill against the shuck and jiver from Jacksonville.
And look at that. The punch of Buddy Landell has no effect on Big Bully Busick. That hard
I thought these guys were friends. What is he doing punching him?
I don't know, but referee Sean O'Brien, senior official here in the Global Wrestling Federation, trying to get in between here and separate these two men. I don't know that that's all that smart, but look at that. Confident officiating there by Sean. Gets these two behemoths into the middle of the ring to settle their difference and keeps him out of harm's way.
Nature boy Buddy Landell, who has held titles from coast to coast, going against the former Georgia All-Star heavyweight champion back when he was a popular man, not too popular with anybody these days.
Nobody likes him. His mother, I understand, is not taking his phone calls. Buddy Landell has held numerous titles across the country over the years. A former national heavyweight champion, has had several other regional titles, as well as several successful tours of Japan, of Puerto Rico, where Buddy Landell is very popular.
Look at that mug. A mug that only a mother would love, but you said he's not taking the phone call.
His mother's not taking the phone calls, took him off his Christmas list. It's really horrible.
Buddy Landell faces a man who has an elite powerlifting status, and he's going to try to do a test of strength here, but it looks like Landell's going to try to outwit him. And even the big bully's not going to take this challenge. Well, maybe, no, not quite.
Great shot by our camera crew there. Can't say enough about the action that is being presented to you here today on Super Card. Great work there by our cameraman.
A right cross hits Bully in the chops, and now Landell hiding behind Sean O'Brien. O'Brien moves Busick out of the corner, and now bok is said by Buddy Landell.
Said what?
Well, isn't that what he was saying?
I didn't hear that.
I think that must have been the ringside microphone.
I think my mic's going out. Now look at Landell. And
now that's a big bully look. Like, come on, I'll take you on.
Well, that's going to meet Big Bully Busick right on the street where he lives right there. If he wants to put the dukes up and just go at it toe-to-toe. Now Landell going back to some wrestling. That's about his best bet. Well, that's not wrestling. That's a hair pull if there ever was one.
Not much hair to pull on the big bully. Lots on Nature Boy Buddy Landell, and once again, he left his comb here, and unfortunately, there's a hole in our desk now because the peroxide has just melted the desktop.
I just picked up the comb of Buddy Landell, which had fallen through the hole and walked into the desk.
Oh, look at that! Sean O'Brien very upset at the fact that Landell has been using him as a shield and basically abusing him, and senior referee Sean O'Brien says, enough with this stuff. And now Busick taking the place of the official, starting the count. The Nature Boy doesn't have his way with Sean O'Brien as you see the count. Busick awaits the return of the Nature Boy.
What an attitude on the part of the Nature Boy, Buddy Landell. Just took the referee one step too far and it took a powder when the referee fought back. Well, good for Sean O'Brien. Good, competent officiating in there by this senior official of the GWF.
Now trying to get the roll-up and a count of 2 by Buddy Landell.
Let's not forget that the winner of this match advances in the tournament. The loser is out of the tournament. That's hard to believe we're having a match of this magnitude this early in the tournament. Winner will go ahead on in the tournament. He will face the exotic Adrian Street, who just recently, earlier in this show, defeated Rasta the Voodoo Man by disqualification as Rasta just couldn't keep his hands off that snake stick. That's going to be a great match. Whoever wins this against Adrian Street, a great match. That'll be on next time, I think. On Super Card.
Well, there you see the leg scissors by the Nature Boy, Buddy Landell. Almost looking like he's taking a day at the beach in Jacksonville, but the big bully gets out of it. And a pull of hair. The hair pull in front of referee Sean O'Brien, but maybe he might have been slightly out of position.
Well, Buddy Landell is legendary down at Point of Vedra Beach and at Jacksonville Beach down on the Atlantic coast near the St. Johns River, and there's the attitude that has made him probably the least most popular man in Duval County, Florida.
The least most popular man? That's the new one.
I'm telling you, he is so unpopular. Even the least popular guys get more fan mail than he does. Buddy Landell has made so many people mad in Florida that he's having to wrestle here in the GWF because every other option he's ever had in wrestling is dried up. He's just made that many people mad. He better watch himself here in the GWF, too, because they will not put up with any of this shenanigans. It's got him banned and thrown out of other wrestling organizations.
The big bully with a few blasts with the right hand. Watch out for that bully blaster, and Buddy Landell could go down, goes down on the clothesline, and now the elbow going down for a count. Count of two by Sean O'Brien. Another count of two as he tries to power press him down.
Will Big Bully Busick get Buddy Landell in a position to administer the bully blaster? That heart punch that he says is not a heart punch. We'll have to see, but I don't know if Buddy Landell could stand a bully blaster, Craig. That could be the turning point in this match if Busick gets Landell set up for that bully blaster.
Sending him one way, sending him the other way. How'd you like to see this turnbuckle? And oh, my! A little bit of soul for Big Bully. He's got his foot on the rope, and a count of three. And Buddy Landell will advance to the semifinals. A controversial win, to say the least.
Michelob Light presents 4 on 4. The Michelob Light 4-man volleyball tour. This summer on ESPN.
The total number of cheese puffs that you've eaten during championship wrestling and church picnics would add up to one profound puff. But you still wouldn't have a taste as big as these little Gino's pizza rolls. A tremendous taste of zesty pizza and a hot little bite-sized snack. A taste so big, it makes cheese puffs seem a little flat. Gino's Pizza Rolls, the pizza way to snack.
You're watching ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
Some great action today on Super Card, but what I'd like to talk about is what we're going to see next week. The semifinals and then the coin flip, an interesting situation.
Absolutely, Craig. It's a European tournament. That's what they call it. That's where this type of tournament originated. Of course, Global Wrestling Federation, very, very popular in Europe, in Spain, in Austria. We talk about the countries where Global is popular. That's where this type of tournament innovated. What it is 3 finalists. They'll work their way through the tournament to 3 finalists who will meet in the ring for a coin flip. The man who is odd man out in the coin flip will then wait at ringside while the other 2 men, the 2 who were left in the coin flip, will wrestle each other. The winner of that match will then face the man, the odd man out, who had been at ringside. Now, we understand there will be a rest period between the final playoff and the actual final, but there is some controversy here. Is there going to be a rest period for those 2 men to meet in the actual final for the television title?
Well, from what I understand and from what we have heard, it's a situation where if there is, it's basically when both wrestlers are ready to go and the referee says, let's begin the match. That's the way it's set up in this European style tournament. Well, next week we'll have the